Hi, Godzo Medicine PlayStation and Medic Maniac YouTube. So I'm playing a bit of Black Myth Wukong, doing a bit of grinding for Sparks. And I'm sitting here playing this and I'm thinking about Ninja Gaiden 4 because I like Ninja Gaiden as a franchise. I'm a huge fan of Tomonobu Itagaki and may he rest in peace. And I'm a huge fan of Itagaki's work on Dead or Alive, on Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball, on Ninja Gaiden. And obviously Itagaki passed away just shortly before Ninja Gaiden 4 came out. And Ninja Gaiden 4 has been dividing opinions, and there's a large portion of the fan base who are disappointed with it. So, as somebody who enjoys Ninja Gaiden and the OG Ninja Gaiden on the OG Xbox, and Ninja Gaiden 2 on the Xbox 360, and of course Black on the OG Xbox as well, Ninja Gaiden Black, let's not forget that. As somebody who was disappointed with Ninja Gaiden 3, and I thought Razor's Edge was an improvement on that, and somebody who was really looking forward to Ninja Gaiden 4, I've gone and checked out other people who are fans of Itagaki and Ninja Gaiden, because that's where I'm coming from. Because, you know, back in the day I was one who bought the original Ninja Gaiden at launch. I'd fallen in love with Itagaki's work on Dead or Alive and Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball as well, so I was an Itagaki fan, absolutely. So I go to check people of a like mind, people who appreciate the work that Itagaki did with the franchises. And one place I go to is the Electric Underground on YouTube, because, like me, he understands Itagaki's values and the effort that he put into his games, and the mechanics and the principles, the foundation of his games. And the Electric Underground was breaking down Ninja Gaiden 4 and broke down the combat as you would do, you know, if you're into these things, if that's your bag. And I would recommend the Electric Underground to anybody who wants a deep dive into mechanics and into gameplay philosophy and design. I would recommend that. It's a very good channel, and I'm really pleased that I found somebody like that, who not only takes time to explain things but to show it as well. Yeah, a really good channel. So he explained that the core concept of Itagaki's work was block counter, and that Ninja Gaiden 4 does not use this system, does not use that. Instead, Ninja Gaiden 4 uses a lot of parry, and also stuck to target as instead of soft lock on and stuff. I mean, go check out his video, really good breakdown, absolutely recommend it. Now, there's division in opinion, because, you know, there are people who enjoy Ninja Gaiden 4 and believe that there's part of the fan base, Ninja Gaiden fan base, who are not keeping up with current trends in the video game market. They seem to think that Itagaki's work is, you know, the be-all and end-all, and they will destroy this, which I find really hilarious. They will destroy the franchise. So there's a bit of a division here. This, you know, I get that it's an emotional time with Itagaki's passing. It can bring emotions to the fore from people who enjoyed his work and are disappointed about what's going on today. But one of the things I was thinking while I was playing this game and doing a bit of grinding was about how video games get made. So a lot of people seem to not really get the point of the thing that makes video games and video game development tick, which is money. If you've got a set of developers and they're really skilled and passionate and they want to make a project, they can't do that without the funding. So where does the funding come from and how is that important? Okay, so in the case of Ninja Gaiden 4, the funding came from Xbox. Koei Tecmo and Platinum Games had previously admired the work of each other and wanted to do something together. Xbox wanted to fund a project by Platinum, and it looks to me like Koei Tecmo let them use the Ninja Gaiden IP, like the name Ninja Gaiden. And it seems to be that they did that from a financial sense because it would make more money as opposed to a new IP by Platinum Games. I mean, to be fair, Platinum Games' last work on Bayonetta 3 divided the Bayonetta fanbase, and both my daughter and myself are not fans of Bayonetta 3. We were fans of Bayonetta 1 and 2, but not 3. So, it looks to me a situation that occurred in a franchise that I love some years ago. And I love racing games. And I have stated on my channel before that I believe Ridge Racer to be the perfect arcade racing game. I've stated on my channel before that my favourite games in the Ridge Racer franchise are the handheld ones on the Nintendo 3DS and the PSP, Ridge Racer 2 being my standout title on the PSP. I love those games. I love the Ridge Racer drift mechanic. So on the Xbox 360 I bought a game called Ridge Racer Unbounded, and I was very disappointed. Because Ridge Racer Unbounded was not in fact a Ridge Racer game, despite having Ridge Racer and using the brand. And what happened there was Bugbear wanted to make a title. They make racing games, so they wanted to make a racing game, because that's what they do. They collabed with and partnered up with Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco funded the project and allowed them to use the Ridge Racer IP because it would sell more. The core Ridge Racer mechanic, the drift mechanic, was not in fact implemented in Ridge Racer Unbounded, and it caused division among the Ridge Racer fans, myself included, because it just was not a Ridge Racer game. This is the scenario that I believe happened with Ninja Gaiden 4. Platinum needed to make a game to keep the lights on and pay staff, and Xbox funded the project, and Koei Tecmo allowed them to use the Ninja Gaiden IP because it would generate more sales. That is what I believe happened. Now, in both games, both Ridge Racer Unbounded and Ninja Gaiden, the core gameplay mechanic and the core principles of the previous design were disregarded in favour of a studio's own way of making games. So, in the Ridge Racer case, Bugbear just made a game that they wanted to make, and in the Ninja Gaiden 4 scenario, Platinum just made an action title. So, I have no interest in purchasing Ninja Gaiden 4 brand new. If I see it second hand, I'll play it, but I will not play it under the impression that it is a canon entry in the Ninja Gaiden franchise. I will play it as it seems to be that it's a Platinum Games action title that happens to bear the name Ninja Gaiden because it would sell more. I won't delude myself that it is in fact a Ninja Gaiden game through and through, because it's not. There's plenty of videos by plenty of people talking about that fact. I'm not only talking about it, but showing it. So yeah, I just think that some people need to really understand that developers don't get to call the shots when making a game. The people who really get to call the shots when making a game are the people who pull the purse strings, the investors, the shareholders. I think, you know, one thing that I did learn is that BlackRock have a share in not only Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo, but also in video game companies. So, you know, a bit more of an awareness about the financial standing of companies, who's involved in shareholders, where the money's coming from, and how video games work would do people a world of good when critiquing the standpoint of others of beloved franchises and beloved developers. So yeah, just my musings. Whatever you're doing, you all take care.